Well, let's see. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trauma Tarot Thursday. I'm late. I'm sorry. Here's your Orisha Tarot Trauma Tarot Thursday. All right, y'all. So I got my healing music going on. I'm not going to be here that long. I feel like I'm not going to be pulling that many cards today for this Trauma Tarot Thursday. I got my Florida water because y'all know how it is. You got to make sure you clean all of them other negative energies off before you touch, dude. Before you touch, dude. So I got my book, got my handy dandy book, and here is the deck. Here we go. And as we clean her out, this is what we got on the bottom. Now listen, this is the bottom of the deck. Don't judge, just the messenger. The Empress is at the bottom of the deck. Pulled it right on out. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask for the spirit guides. We're going to ask for ancestors to go ahead and help us out with this reading. I'm going to clear this deck. See if this Empress come back out. But again, I'm just here to share a few patakis of the Orisha Tarot. Just give a few stories on what may or may not be going on in your life. This is not a replacement for sound advice. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not going to say I'm a professional, but I ain't no slouch either. I ain't going to say I'm a professional. I do a lot of reading. I'm clearing this deck right now of all negative energy. We just want to get clear messages for our Trauma Tarot Thursday for the collective. For those who are out here wanting to see what is goings of the ons before the weekend so they can make some appropriate decisions with their trauma so they don't hurt nobody and don't nobody hurt them. Right? Right. So, y'all, that's what we're here for. So, here it is. Here it is. The Patakis of the Orisha. And that's what I'm going to read from. So, I'm going to pull these couple cards. They said, go ahead. I shuffle. Yeah, I shuffled my tarot cards. They said, go ahead and shuffle 3 times. So, this is 2. They said, shuffle 3 times. This is 3. All right, y'all. What we got here? Ancestors, spirit guides, please tell me, what do they need to know? Now, this is a lot going on, y'all. That was a lot. Give me some clear messages for this Trauma Tarot Thursday. The 10 of Swords. Some clear messages. Judgment. Some clear messages for Trauma Tarot Thursday that folk are going to need to know. We're going to take it. And that one just fell. The King of Discs and the Hangman. Okay. Trauma Tarot Thursday is popping for 2022. What is the overall message for this day? Today is Thursday. What is the overall message for this day? The overall message for this day. What is the overall message for this day? Is there any other messages? Y'all said 4 cards. Is that enough? Oh, the King of Wands is y'all overall. You better listen to what they got to say. All right, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Again, every Thursday. I don't know what I did with my glasses, but we're going to figure it out. All right, so let's get it. We're going to start with the 10 of Swords. Y'all see what we got here? We got 5 cards. I know it's the 6, but we got 5 cards, okay? 5. That's what it said. But we're going to get with the 10 of Swords first. We're going to get with the 10 of Swords first. And it says, this card is possibly the worst in the deck. It is a card of ruin, betrayal, and things which we cannot recover from. The only good thing with this card is that after losing everything, you have nothing left to lose. Whether you have the power to regain anything remains to be seen. The Orisha traditions in the diaspora exist because of the Atlantic slave trade. The people who introduced the Orisha to the Caribbean and Americas were brought by force. Whatever lives they had prior were gone, and many of these people did not survive the trip to even have the hope of starting again. The legacy of these events continues to play out in the news on a regular basis. The cost of colonialism to people of color and indigenous peoples is beyond counting, robbing them of their history, their lives, and the present and the future they might have had. This card says that a deep betrayal is happening and might cost the person everything. Though the common imagery of this card shows a figure that has been stabbed in the back, people usually know their enemy. Sometimes this is a part of themselves that cannot help but ruin things. Other times it is a person whose bad behavior is excused until it's too late. The ruin experience is never a random occurrence. That energy is found in the tower. It's tragedy, loss of everything through betrayal, obstacles brought about by the person's life, by the legacy of colonialism, violence and death, accidents or fightings. So solutions. Do not get into a physical fight. Watch your back. Do not give people a second chance. And do not let your vices ruin your life. That's what that one said. That's what that one. Judgment is what we got next. Judgment, y'all. Let's get to it. I'm reading what it says. Don't be coming for me. I'm just giving you the pataki's. I'm just telling you the what's. Many traditions have some notion of spiritual accountability. Whether this is karma, St. Peter letting us into heaven, or an Egyptian Mayat weighing our heart to see if we are worthy of entering the afterlife, the message is what we are accountable for, our actions. There came a time when the people stopped honoring the Creator. Life on this earth was good, and even the Orisha stopped offering their respects. When times are good, it is human nature to take things for granted. Tired of this disrespect, the Creator withdrew from creation and to their abode in the sun. So the world started to fall apart without their attention. Crops stopped growing and livestock failed to thrive. The weather was severe and people started to war with each other. The Orisha gathered to find a solution, and it was decided that someone should go plead with the Creator for the world's forgiveness. However, no one was willing to take the arduous journey or risk facing the Creator's wrath. Finally, Yemaya stepped forward, who at this time was incarnated as a peacock. Up to the sun she flew. As she got closer to her room, the heat of the sun burned the feathers off her head and singed all of her beautiful tail feathers black, transforming her into a vulture. Y'all, let me tell you. When the Creator saw her sacrifice, they agreed to return to creation in honor of her. Following the Orisha requires a commitment and obedience that many people are not ready to sustain. It also requires a trust that the spirits do in fact know better than us what we ought to do. When told to give up drinking, tattooing, or beloved food in a reading, people often balk or fail to follow through. Later, they wonder why their life has not changed or improved and continue to live the same troubles. For priests and expectations is even higher. All right, y'all. So divining. When this card comes up, things are reaching their end. The way of life has been lived so far is creating problems, and the person is likely not taking responsibility for them. Even if the things is going on, it needs to be spoke up and take action and make life better. While the Orisha are very forgiving of what we do in ignorance, they expect us to do better when we know better. It is time to evolve to the next level. The situation being read is about ending. You will grow in power, but at a cost. And the solution is honor the Creator by giving thanks to the morning sun, sacrifice everything for truth, respect your agreements, and do what you know you should do. So this next one is the King of Discs. Yes, I just read it. Why? Because we just need to know. Sometimes we just need to hear the story of what was going on. That's it. Sometimes you need the story of what was going on. So I'm telling the stories of what's going on according to this author. So the King of Discs is the master of their craft. They have spent years studying and practicing to develop an expertise that others cannot match. The person in this card has a tremendous connection to nature, which they understand intimately. Perhaps the most important and misunderstood element of the Orisha traditions is its reliance on the plant world. All initiations require specific plants based on centuries of practice and knowledge. The Osinista, or priest of the master of plants, Osin, comprise a priesthood of their own, devoted to learning all the magical, medical, and ritual use of plants. They are integral in making ceremonies happen. Obatala was looking to expand his farm by clearing a wooded lot to plant yams. Hearing there was work, Osin offered his help. Obatala said, "Clear all the useless plants so I may grow my crop," and left him to work. When he returned the next day, he found Osin napping, and no trees had been cut or plants had been pulled up. Confronting him angrily, Obatala explained, "You have done nothing. All these useless plants are still here." Hossein then pointed at the plants and explained their uses. This one helps with fertility. That one gets rid of witchcraft. This one here gets rid of headaches. They all have uses. Afterwards, Hossein agreed to teach Obatala all the secrets of the forest. So, solutions. Grow a plant, take an herbal bath, spend time in nature, study under an expert. It says when this card appears, the person has profound applied knowledge. It may seem simple, but it is built on decades of study and practice. They are usually gregarious and friendly. Plant nurturer, harvest, then plant again. Theory is nothing without application. Your work will take lessons to come to fruition, not days or weeks. That's what they got. So let's go with the Hangman. Traditionally, this card depicts a person strung up by one foot. The card speaks to being trapped and stuck in circumstances. In the older decks, it can speak to the idea of punishment for some kind of wrongdoing. For more modern sensibilities, it is about the ways in which our ego traps us by attachment. Whatever view you take, it is a card that people usually want to get past quickly as possible, yet usually they linger there. These days, many people seek to become a priest. It has come to be seen as an important status booster, and many consider it the best path of spiritual growth. Historically, however, priesthood was a role that arose in a response to deep or dire problems and required something equally big to solve. In some of the most dire cases, a person would be marked as a slave to Oka if their circumstances were so bad that they had to require initiation immediately. In these cases, the person would not leave their godparents' house until arrangements could be made. They would live there for weeks or months until their family could put everything together. People may be marked this way through a reading during the initiation of a priest or while an Orisha is possessing someone. They would then have a mazo, an elaborate multi-stranded bead loop, placed over them. Symbolically, it would bring them closer to Obatala so he could watch them during this dangerous time. Though many see it as something to be celebrated now, it would often have been met with tears by those who understood its deeper symbolism. Being told your life is a mess is very hard to take, even if you know it. People often go through a variety of feelings as a reader. It is important to keep good boundaries. Your job is to deliver the message, not to get caught in what Querent does with it. If they argue with you, let it go. Give them time to think about it, and do not try to explain how it fits their life or makes it easier for them. They need to resolve their business personally. So here you go. That was your business. The person who receives this card is suffering. Their life is not moving forward, and something negative is pursuing them. They need to make a big change to move forward instead of repeating the past. Often the person actually plays a part in keeping the cycle of negativity going, yet their ego or their karma or their mental state prevent them from seeing how the cycle works until it's too late. The person knows you will say these things, but won't want to listen or be able to act on your good advice. Things are not moving ahead. Plans will fail. The person may be their own worst enemy. They need to find more fertile opportunities elsewhere. The bigger the move, the better. So solutions: admit you can't fix your own problems to the appropriate professional. Do not drink or do drugs. Make an offering to the earth. Pray to Obatala constantly for help. Do not go back where you have been. So the final message for all of this is the King of Wands. King of Wands. So, this person is a card of action. They know the right actions to do and when and how to do them. They are not afraid to step in and make things happen when others aren't able or willing. Their compassion and charisma make them a natural leader. Ah, hey. I can tell stories, but I'm not here for that. I'm not here for telling of the stories, but I can tell the stories. The Orient is known as the head of the Mott, or the one who knows everything. They guide and oversee ceremonies for individuals and the community. Their years of apprenticeship, they have learned how to divine, sing, sacrifice, and initiate others. During the consecration of new priests, the divination they perform will guide that person for the rest of their life. The role of Orient is bestowed by the community in which a person works. When their teachers feel they are ready, this person will lead an initiation in the community, and elders will decide if they are ready. The success of this person in part, comes from understanding their interdependence with the communities they work in. So, y'all see what the card got. This person has great skill and knowledge. They are called to lead in some way wherever they are in life. They are meant to be in charge. This is easier to understand in work and business, but in relationships, it can be very tricky to be involved with this person. If the power imbalance is too wide, the relationship cannot endure. A growth in knowledge and status, a profound person with much insight, a person seeking power. So solutions: check your ego, make offerings to Shango and Obatala and divine often. So with that being the final message, today being Thursday, Shango's day, I'm just going to give fair warning. It sounds to me that whatever it is that you about to go through, understand you had to go through it. You going to make it through it. You have the tools right in front of you. You have the stories. You have what you need to accept the loss that's coming, to understand why I needed to be gone, and to continue to plant seeds and grow. So thank you so much for joining me for this Orisha Trauma Tarot Thursday, and I will see y'all next week. Maybe. Let's see if we can get this stream to end. All right, y'all. We out.